What's up everyone, it's Lo, Beauty Demon, and we are back to talk about internet BS. However, before we jump into the internet BS, I actually have kind of an announcement of sorts. I don't really make announcements on my channel, but I'm here to make one today. And that is because there are going to be some changes to my channel, really just like one big change, and that is going to be my channel name. Now, my channel name, as I just said a few minutes ago, is Beauty Demon. It's plastered, down below, everywhere, all that stuff. It just doesn't feel like it fits me and fits my channel anymore. So when I started my channel, I did do more beauty related content. I would do mostly like reviews because I liked to buy new beauty products and try them out. But as time went on, it just wasn't something that I enjoyed doing. It became very monotonous pretty quickly, and it's very expensive to do that and wasteful at the same time. And my channel started to shift. I started to be doing more of the commentary stuff, and commentary and talking about all this crazy stuff that we see on the internet is more enjoyable to do than doing makeup reviews and whatnot. I don't even like playing in makeup that much anymore. I just put it on for when I'm on the camera. I honestly don't even wear makeup that much in real life anymore, mostly because at my current day job, I still have to wear a face mask, but that's besides the point. So long story long, I have decided to change my channel name. I'm just going to call it Lo Elise. That is my channel name, and you might hear some of my cats meowing in the background. I don't know why. They're going crazy right now, they just are. But anyway, you will see these updates happening as over the next couple weeks. I'm gonna be making a new banner for my channel and have a different photo up, and then we'll officially be changing the channel name over. I will also be making community posts about this in case people don't see this. They will see that happening there soon. I just think it's about time for this. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers, and I was thinking about changing my channel name back when I had less than 1,000 subscribers and was already starting to do more commentary stuff, just because Beauty Demon, while it is a cool name, it's just not something that fits me or fits my channel anymore. So I will be retiring the Beauty Demon name and will be rebranding the channel soon. I feel like I already said that, but that was my announcement. So yeah, I hope that is something that everybody understands, and I just wanted to make that announcement because I felt like it would be weird to just change my channel name and not say something to you guys, because otherwise you're gonna be going through your feed and be like, well, who the hell is that? Anyway, so nervous to have that discussion and bring this to you guys, but I just, like I said, I felt like it's time. Oddly enough, in the subject of making changes to your platform, today I want to talk about Noodles, Dennis, who seems hell-bent on deplatforming himself, but wants to blame it on other people. Now let's get into it. So the last video I made about Dennis was a while ago. I made 4 videos in a row, and when I make multiple videos on people over and over again, I just feel like I'm being really petty and annoying and monotonous, so I decided I needed to give it a break, and I wanted to see what happened with the other roast battles. I did say in my Miasaurus video, just stuff kind of got crazy in my life, so I couldn't make any videos for a while, and this week it's also been hella insane and very stressful at my day job, so it took me a while to even make this video, much later than I wanted to. But my last video was about what happened at Dennis's second roast battle with Salvo Pancakes and pushing him off the stage, and that was where we kind of left off. A lot has happened since then. He has had 2 roast battles since then, and some other stuff has gone down on his platform as well that I do want to talk about. So a lot of this I'm just kind of pulling from memory, so I don't have an exact timeline down. It's just things here and there that I'm like, what the hell is going on? So a couple days after the second roast battle, Dennis, who I did not know that he had gotten his Twitch account back, but it makes sense because I'm pretty sure that second roast battle was also streaming on Twitch, but he got his Twitch back after getting banned from the first roast battle where Miranda, I think is that comedian's name, was saying a lot of slurs. And now a couple days after that, he was on the Noodles show, which is the podcast channel, I guess, where he streamed, but he had a live stream that was addressing his illegal comedy club. A lot of people were coming for him around that second roast battle, myself included, about the safety and actually the legality of this comedy club. He didn't have a liquor license. They're selling liquor to people there. They don't have adequate, ventilation. They didn't have any fans to even keep airflow, and there's only one entrance into this place. Not to mention, I still question the safety of that stage. I hope it has been reinforced. So he made a live stream. His podcast, that episode was about my illegal comedy club got shut down. And in this, he said they were in the process of being swatted. So a SWAT team is in your place of business, and you are just being told to go in that room and do your podcast. I call on that. I think it was towards the end. Well, it had to be towards the end because they had to cut the stream. The police, the SWAT team, came into the room, and it was not an actual SWAT team police officer. It was a exotic dancer, a midnight ballerina, stripper, if you will, exotic dancer, whatever. She came in and started, I guess the best word is like accosting his co-host Steven. Like, he got up and she's pushing him against the wall and he's actually saying, I do not consent. I do not consent. And this woman is still putting her hands all over him. She pushes him down. I think he was even handcuffed. She pushes him down to a chair, starts rubbing all over him. This is happening live on YouTube. And then she takes her top off. Her bare nipples are all over YouTube. I was floored. Now, the way I found out about this was very interesting because the day of, was just scrolling through my YouTube feed and it always recommends his channels to me. And so when I came to that, it was just a blank screen. It was the title of the video. I clicked on it and it said, YouTube removed this video for violating their sexual contact of like TOS or whatever. And I was like, what? So of course, I went to Twitter. Because if you want the answers of what's going on the internet, Twitter, unfortunately, usually has the answers, and boy, did it. And that's where I saw it go down. Tons of people had recorded this and posted onto Twitter. Twitter does not care about nudity. And then also some people made some like funny edits of things over her boobs and stuff. So of course, like the stream ends, he takes it down. He did cut that part out and re-upload it. But a lot of people were like, who did this? Was this Salvo Pancakes? Did he hire a stripper to come in and do this to sabotage his channel? Was this the Red Bar guy? Did he do this? No. Dennis hired this woman to come in and do this bit, and he lays out in another podcast how he was originally gonna have two people come in and do this, but they wanted to do like crazy things like breathe fire and stuff, which like sounds way cooler than what actually went down. Like, he should have gone with that in the first place. One flaked out and only the other one showed up, and he specifically said like, don't take your clothes off, and she did it anyway, which led into the conspiracy for me anyway. No one else said this, was just my conspiracy of like, what if she watches all this stuff on social media and she was trying to sabotage him and was like, I'm gonna ruin his channel. So Boobgate, as I'm going to call it, did not get him banned from YouTube, but it did result in another ban from Twitch, the Twitch that he just got back. So this is twice in like a month that he's been banned from Twitch and got his channel back. Then, you know, he has all these things where he's clickbaiting, you know, that he was targeted, that people are... What did he say? He said that people were trying to, or were doxing him, were doxing his place of business. The address is listed when you buy tickets. You literally just go to the Eventbrite and it's right there. You're not being doxed when it's public information. You're not being doxed when you're a business that sells tickets to a place and like tells people to come. That's not doxing. That would be if somebody was sharing your home address. Or, do you live there, Dennis? Does he live at this club? But it is very easy to see, you know, you can find this place on maps easy. It's not hard. What's also interesting is I saw this on Reddit actually just a couple days ago, and somebody Googled like all the comedy clubs in Los Angeles, and his club doesn't show up. And they also brought up a point that I hadn't really thought about, but I was like, yeah, wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. His club doesn't have a name. He doesn't have a name for his comedy club. I found that really weird once I actually thought about it. Like, there's no name at all. Every club has a name, unless we're talking about the super secret gay bar that's in my hometown that does not have a name at all, except for a sign out front that says parking in the rear. Anyway, it is kind of weird that somebody, a humongous YouTuber, or somebody who was a huge YouTuber anyway, who had a large platform and makes a club, doesn't even have a name for it. But I did also do that. I went on Google as well to see what kind of clubs show up in Los Angeles, and his doesn't at all. And then I think it was before his third comedy roast battle anyway. I don't know. Comedy is not the right word to attach to it. So I think it was before his third roast battle that he got a haircut, which everybody had been shitting on him for his disheveled appearance. And he kept saying, this look is for a movie role. I'm gonna be in a movie soon. But the haircut he got is the same kind of haircut that he would make fun of. All the TikTok boys, James Charles, they all have this haircut where it is short and tight on the sides and then up and curly up the top. In fact, I would have to dig for this and I wouldn't even know where to start looking, but Def Noodles has referred to this as a haircut before. I know he said that kind of thing in videos, maybe not those exact words, but he has pretty much alluded to that is what he means. So it's funny to me that he went and got this haircut, something that he has ridiculed other younger people for wearing. Once again, it makes him look like he is trying to appear younger to get a younger audience, even though now we all know his true age. He got his haircut and then he kept posting a couple like thirst trap, clicky bait pictures that I just don't like looking at, so I've kind of been avoiding them. But now I wanted to get get to the third roast battle that Dennis did. And honestly, it wasn't like super memorable, I'm not gonna lie. Once again, not a lot of comedy involved. However, I will say there was something that I did find useful and of value, and I was like, okay, maybe he is actually listening to some criticisms that people have. And in the third roast battle, he had judges. And I thought that was great because this is part of the roast battle that gives feedback. And I really liked the judges. They did really well and they give great feedback. So I think that has helped some of the regular comedians that Dennis had there, like Corey specifically. He's the one that like really jumps out at me because now Dennis does not seem to be pushing Miranda so much in the roast battles, which makes sense. A lot of people don't like her, but people do like Corey. And I think he's been getting better. Do I think he's funny? Not to me. The unfortunate thing is, anytime Dennis decided to start talking, the entire vibe of the room just went down. Like, they could be going back and forth, there could be funny jokes, the judge could be giving great criticisms, critiques, riffing back and forth, and Dennis would read the Twitch chat and it would just totally throw everybody off. Like, why are you so caught up in the opinions of people who aren't even there? Like, they're not there at the moment. Like, I could say like, and of course you could be like, well, Lauren, you weren't there at the moment. I don't care if he cares what I think. If I was having a show like this, I wouldn't even bother having the chats up. Like, they're not positively responding or anything, so what's the point? I know you probably paid a lot of money for that TV right there, but what you could do is you could have promotional events for these shows that he doesn't, broadcast, that he does every other Friday. But Dennis kills the vibe of his own roast battles. It's also in that roast battle, he took the time to try and call out other YouTubers who have been making videos about him. One was Jessie Smiles, and I cannot remember who her co-host is, unfortunately. I've only watched one of her streams and that was of the last one just because I couldn't find his freaking roast battles. That's another really obnoxious thing is he says these roast battles are going to start at a certain time, but 45 minutes to almost an hour later, sometimes they haven't started. But he's got all these people who should be caring about the job that they're doing, the show that they're putting on, but instead they're just going outside and getting high the entire time, and I'm not saying that I care if people smoke because I don't. I live in a state where it's totally decriminalized. I voted for that, and however, you have a job to do and it's to be funny. And if you're too stoned to make like a good joke, maybe you shouldn't be doing this before you come on stage. Maybe do it as your releaser of tension afterwards. Also, he did take the time to call out Nick Duramio. Is that how you say his last name? I don't know. I've only watched a couple of his videos. He is funny, but it's just like a lot of the topics that he talks about, I'm like, I don't really care about too much. But he's a funny guy and he does a lot of movie reviews and things like that. Dennis decided to show pictures of them to the comedians, I guess is what we're calling them, the comedians on stage, and to roast them. And they couldn't even do a good job of that. And Jessie Smiles fans actually pretty much took over in Dennis's entire streams with the hashtag Dry for Deaf. Between the third and fourth roast battle, he, had some back and forth, things like that. Nothing that I really paid too much attention to, but still wondered like, what is this guy's end game? And then a couple days before the fourth roast battle, he got banned on Twitch again. This is his third ban on Twitch in like 2 months. And he got banned on Twitch because he and somebody else were using poppers. Now, poppers are, I believe they're amyl nitrate. There's some kind of nitrate. And there's something that's really big in the gay community to help your muscles relax. I have known some people who have used some poppers before. And you can get them in sex shops and probably in places like West Hollywood, you might be able to get them in drugstores, over the counter, or at gas stations. I don't know, I've never been to West Hollywood. However, they were trying poppers on stream. Now, poppers aren't legal in all states. Twitch banned him for drug use on camera, and he made a huge uproar about this, that this was an attack on him and his channel. They said that I was using drugs and I wasn't using drugs. That's a drug. And he makes a case, it's legal where I live. I live in, he said WeHo. I hate when people call West Hollywood WeHo. It just sounds so pretentious. Oh, I live in WeHo and you can just get these in a gas station. We can't do that everywhere. And though YouTube is based in California, they are a company that is worldwide. And for him to make like a giant uproar about it was very weird. And some people made the allegations towards Dennis that he was, quote, queer baiting because of use of poppers. Most people who are outside of the gay community don't know what poppers are. I even think when I mentioned this to my husband, he didn't know what poppers were and I had to explain it to him because most straight people don't know what poppers are. And that's why people viewed this as queer baiting, because mostly just people in the community would know what this is and what this is used for and, why people do it. And leading up to the fourth roast battle, people were starting to wonder, like, how many tickets he's gonna sell. You know, that second one sold out because Red Bar got most of the tickets, and there were quite a lot of people. The third roast battle, with the judges sitting, you know, to the side of the stage. If you're looking at it, they were sitting over here, so you could see what they were saying. You could see who they were, you could see what they were saying, and everything like that, and how they were reacting. Sort of. I mean, the camera still looks like it's a potato. It's not really a great camera. Leading up to the fourth roast battle, people were starting to speculate that ticket sales were down, and that is because I believe a few people actually went to the event site and just continued to add more and more and more tickets, alluded to the fact that only 4 tickets had sold. And he was still pushing tickets the day of the event too. So when the roast battle starts, which by the way, that fourth roast battle, my time is supposed to start at 11 o'clock. They say the roast battle starts at 8, so that would mean 8, 9, 10, 11, 3 hours difference. It would start at 11 o'clock. This roast battle didn't start until like 11:50. Granted, it's a Friday night, but people still have stuff to do and still would like to get some freaking sleep. In fact, that was how I ended up in Jesse Smiles' live stream of it, because I was looking all over the freaking internet trying to find this thing. So finally I clicked on hers and I could see, okay, it just hasn't started yet. Now, before the roast battle started, Def Noodles that had done the 1-chip challenge, and apparently it was so painful to him that he actually had some paramedics come in and take a look at his stomach, which what are they gonna do? You ate 1 spicy chip. And I'm not trying to downplay how spicy that is, but that is why I will never eat that chip. And apparently his stomach was in such pain they had to interrupt these paramedics who, I believe they were maybe like getting lunch or something. They were just hanging out across the street. They hadn't actually been called to him, but they came to help him. It's wild that he makes fun of people's like overreactions to things that they do and people's responses online. He just completely overreacted to this indigestion and pain he's feeling from eating the 1 chip. And here's the other thing, Dennis, you maybe would have been able to do the 1-chip challenge when you were in your 20s, but remember, dear, we're in our mid to late 30s now. Our bodies can't handle the same kind of food that it handled back in the day when we were in our early 20s. And of course he did this the day of his epic roast battle, which, you know, meant that we didn't have to see him. Now, Steven came out and was more of the host of this 4th epic roast battle, which I pretty much will confirm it only had about 4 audience members in attendance. There was like no one there. There were more comedians than there were audience members. In fact, the judges who were sitting over here were now moved to the front, so we couldn't see them anymore. But it was because there were only 4 people sitting on this side and this row was totally empty, so they had to bulk it up and make it look like there were at least some people there. And Dennis didn't come out until like the very end, which kind of made it a little better and it helped with the flow a little more, because previously he's always constantly interrupting about something happening online or what people are talking about. There was some improvement in this, like Corey and I don't know who his partner was. I've seen this guy a couple times. They were roasting this girl and this guy back and forth, and they had like a little rap going. So it was more entertaining with that, but they still weren't very funny. But you know, the gimmick, I think it kind of helped push them along a little bit. Now, because of where the judges were sitting, I actually didn't think they were there. When I first started watching, I was like, what the hell? He had this great idea of having the judges, and then he got rid of them? Well, it took me about halfway through the roast battle to realize the judges had been moved to kind of fill in the space where the audience should be. So the roast battle goes on, and like I said, there were a couple funny jokes. There was actually one thing that did make me laugh out loud, but it was not memorable enough for me to recall what that joke was, unfortunately. The best part about this show was at the end when Dennis came out. I can't believe I just said that was the best part of the show, but he wasn't what made it the best part of the show. So Dennis was supposed to come out and, you know, he has his roast with whoever wins the roast battle, but instead today he had a guy come out in what appeared to be or was made to look like an AT&T costume. Now, he had a live stream either like the day before or also the day of, I don't know, where he was talking about that he had a bunch of shit down with AT&T. Now, dealing with service providers is a pain in the ass. Like, I will 100% admit this. He had some kind of strife with AT&T, so he thought it'd be funny to have this guy come out and be an AT&T contract worker, and they would have a little sketch. And you know what? It could have been funny if he didn't ruin it, because that's what Dennis does. He ruins comedy. Whenever there is comedy present around him, he has to destroy it. So he has this guy come out, and this guy was actually pretty good. You know, you can only do so much with what you're given, and Dennis doesn't really give a lot to work with, but the guy really tried. Dennis even was like, what is this shirt you're wearing? He's like, I don't know, it's the shirt that you gave me to wear in the sketch. This guy, poor guy, he was trying. He actually was good on the improv. When he had like what could have been a good sketch that he actually like wrote and it was his idea, he still ruined it. When this other guy was funnier than him, he said this wasn't wasn't going as how I planned. It's not hard. It was supposed to be like a 3-minute sketch. I did that kind of stuff in high school. I also want to touch on the other thing that I'm still going to continue to harp on him forever, and this is his tech. The mics were effing terrible. One of them literally screamed in the middle of this roast battle, and it was funnier than anybody has been in these roast battles. He needs to get this tech together. I don't know what the problem is. He says he's worked for these big YouTubers and these big conglomerates and has made lots of creative content for people, and he knows what he's doing. Why can't you figure out your sound? Why can't you figure out the mic situation? What is the problem here? I would say he needs to hire somebody to figure out how to do this, but I don't know if Dennis could do that anymore. His views used to get hundreds of thousands of views, and now they get, let's see how many views Dennis gets on videos now. I mean, Dennis used to get 200,000 views a video in just a couple hours, and today his video has been up for 6 hours and it's got 1.4k views. Let's look at another one. Okay, his video from the other day, Logan Paul tries to cancel Bad Bunny and fails. At the time of filming, that only has 5,000 views. Can't pay people to come in and do the tech, even though I would think if you were somebody who really worked on the creative side and worked with all the big YouTubers and things, you'd be able to do it on your own. I don't know. I just find Dennis I don't know what it is about Dennis trying to completely sabotage his career. This one that he admittedly worked very hard to get. Never sleep. He would always be on the internet, always on Twitter, and always trying to get all this information. And he could have kept that same format. And then so instead of like taking the money that he invested into this unnamed comedy club and these podcasts that he's doing, he could have hired people to do like that research and stuff, so he could have been able to relax more and still keep the momentum of his channel going. But he's completely killed it. Like, for example, today I popped into his podcast for a minute just because I wanted to see, like, I don't know what I wanted to see. Actually, there were only 77 people watching. I guarantee you, like a year ago, if he had done a live stream, he would have had thousands of people in there probably sending him super chats and things. The downfall was so quick and dramatic. I would say I don't know what the end game is, but I don't think he has an end game. I don't think he has a plan. Anyway, you guys, I don't know what else to say about Dennis. I'm honestly, I'm just flabbergasted at this point. Multiple bans on Twitch just within a few months, nudity on his channel. I'm curious to see if the 5th roast battle will even have any audience members besides the judges. If you have not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And also, I didn't say this at the beginning of my video because I had the announcement, but do not send anybody any hate, negativity, nothing like that. These are just my thoughts and opinions based on what I'm seeing play out on the internet. So if you have something to say about what we have talked about today, shoot it down in the comments below. That's what they are there for. And if you haven't already, please check out my second channel, Lowstalgia. I have not posted there in like 2 weeks, but I'm gonna get back on track there as well. Posting is every Wednesday at 4, and that channel is all about things that I find nostalgic and fun and cool. So uploads will be starting up again with that soon. I will see you guys next time. Laters. Bye.